जगद्गुरुं ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथि मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
हरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots turn off notifications, click on that. Click on the mute option, and now chat's notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
योगेशम् सच्चिदानन्दम् वासुदेवम् व्रजप्रियम् धर्मसंस्थापकम् वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
A very warm and divine welcome to all the respected Geeta Pariwar members and seekers joining us from today or across the world. Jai Shri Krishna. Before we start the Zoom session, I would like to give some suggestions that you can follow to make this session smooth. If you have any issues with Zoom blinking continuously, you can turn off the notification. If Zoom keep disconnecting, you can also watch the session via YouTube link. If Zoom suddenly closes, rejoin using the meeting link. Thank you for following this in advance, and let's the session begin. We are gathered here once again to reflect the timeless wisdom of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, a scripture that lights the path of righteousness and inner peace. Every word of Gita is a guiding force that reminds us of our true purpose to connect with the divine within. Let's begin the sacred evening by invoking the blessings of Almighty. To start our session on the auspicious note, I warmly invite Janki NG from Bangalore to lead us with the opening prayer. She has joined Geeta Pariwar in July 2021 and is a trainer, TA, and a mentor. She is a retired professional whose heart finds joy in music and is spreading the divine message of Geeta. Welcome, Didi.
Shri Krishna. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, Didi, for the serene and devotional start. Your soulful prayer has set a perfect spiritual tone for today's session. Now we move to the sacred ritual of Deep Prajwalan, the lighting of lamp, a symbol of purity, knowledge, and enlightenment. Just as the lamp dispels darkness, may the light of Gita remove ignorance from our minds and fill our life with divine wisdom. To perform this auspicious act, we are honored to have Ranu Dattaji, who have joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2022 after retiring a manager from the State Bank of India. Since November 2022, she has been serving selflessly as a co-trainer, mentor, examiner, and pravakta. Welcome, Ranu Jiji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां
Thank you, Ranuji, for illuminating this evening with the divine light of wisdom and devotion. And now, the most awaited part of the evening, the divine interpretation session by our revered speaker, Shraddhaji Raodeo. She is a disciple of Param Pujya Swamiji, Govindevji Giriji Maharaj, and serves as a president of Geeta Pariwar, Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. Associated with online Geeta classes since its second batch in August 2020. She initiated the first ever jail classes at Learngeeta, where imitates memorized 12 chapters and cleared the Pathik exam. She founded the lead and monitoring team for over 2.5 years, currently leads the literature publication proofreading team for 13 languages. As a Vivechak of online Gita Santha classes, she conducts weekly interpretation sessions. She offers seva in various departments, training, examination, literature, and technical teams. She holds a BE in electronics and postgraduate diploma in IT systems of management and has over 13 years of cooperative experience as a mobile app developer and team lead. A true blend of devotion and knowledge and leadership. We are deeply blessed to have her with us today. With utmost reverence, let's welcome Shraddha Didi to guide us through the divine teaching of Gita. Welcome, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Let us all begin by remembering Param Pujya Gurudev, with whose blessings we all are here together to contemplate upon a very beautiful chapter from Bhagavad Gita. Let us all pray together. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudevo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितं भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी. ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः. ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः. Hari Om. Again, a very warm welcome to the session, all of you. In the last session, we have seen the might of this Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, might of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, and also the relevance of this entire Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā in our lives. How it has, how it not only makes the life valuable, it gives a lot of meaning to this entire life. We have seen some very beautiful shlokas, and how this entire Bhagavad Gita is going to be liberating. We saw some very important principles of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We saw a deeper definition of Karma Yoga. We also saw how going on this path of Karma Yoga, we can liberate ourselves. One very important thing that we had discussed, and which is worth introspecting again today, is the internal state of a Sankhya yogi and that of a Karma yogi. How they both are at peace, how much they are at peace, and how liberated they are, not only after this life, but right in this world itself. While living this world itself, they are all liberated. One beautiful example, when we talk about Karma Yoga, Sri Krishna himself has given the example of Janaka Raja. And we all know, we all have this thing about why Janaka Raja, his internal state. his state of his subconscious state was the same as that of all the yogis. This thing we have seen now, how it is one small, we'll listen to the small thing and reinforce our faith in this karma yoga. Once Janak Raja was the student of Yagyavalkya. Now, Yagyavalkya, we all know that he was Pandit, and all his students started feeling Yagyavalkya ji, whenever he would give his discourse, he would wait for Janak ji to come and join. Only when Janak Raja would come, then Yagyavalkya would start his discourse. All his students started feeling that because he's a king, our Guruji is waiting for him. When all these people were discussing these things, Yagnivalkya ji understood this and he gave a full and final solution one day. Before during the discourse, he created some kind of confusion, some misunderstanding happened, and it appeared as if there is a huge fire in the neighborhood. Now, when this message spread that there is a huge fire, now Mithila, where whose king Janak Raja is, he is very close by, and all the hermits, all the saints who were listening to Yagyavalkya, they all were told that there is a huge fire and we should all protect our belongings. Now, in this situation, amongst all the people who were listening to Yagyavalkya, who was the richest, who had the maximum belongings, it was King Janak. But what happened when this message came? All the saints, all the sadhus started running to save all their belongings. But Janak Raja was sitting. He was the only one sitting. Yagyavalkya ji asked, Janak ji, don't you want to go and save your Mithila Nagari? Your entire city, it might be at risk. Janak ji said, what I had to do for Mithila, I have already done. Now, if the Mithila is burnt also, that is not my concern. It is not my personal belonging. It is the fate. So much detached he was with his own Nagari. That was the amount. Now, here I am sitting as your student and listening to you. So, this is my only karma. So detached he was, even after taking care of Mithila like his own child. After that, also, he could have that level of detachment, but all the other saints went to protect what were their belongings, a few set of clothes, a few books, one jap mala. That was the only property they had, but they all valued it more. At this king is sitting there just listening to Yagnivalkya. That's how Yagnivalkya proved to his disciples that this is the character of Janak Raja. Because he is a Shrota, he is an audience of that level. I am waiting for him every time for the discourse to start. So this is the state a karma yogi can reach. If a karma yogi can detach himself, his mind, his intellect from his karma, this is the state of liberation, this is the state of detachment, this is the state of peace, param shanti, eternal peace that a person can reach. This is not possible for everybody to just learn all the shastras and do, but the good news for all of us is that while living in this world, while completing all our responsibilities, we also can attain it. But from what we are going to see, where are we? Just to reach somewhere, it is important to know where are we now? What are the different steps that we have to take ahead? So, in that process, Shri Krishna has very beautifully brought out the clear difference between a yogi, a pure karma yogi, a Sankhya yogi. They are both the same. Now we all know that they both are the same. Now, in the shlok that we are going to start today, Shri Krishna has brought out a clear difference between these people and us normal people who strive to reach at that place. So today we will be starting our discussion from the 12th shlok, which says, Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shantimapnoti naishtikim ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. Yukta karma phalan. Here the word yukta refers to whom? Yukta refers to the yogi. Yukta itself means a yogi who is who has completely absorbed the fact that all the karma, all the actions that I am doing, are being done for whom? For the Parampita Parmeshwar. I am doing all these tasks on the orders of Parampita Parmeshwar, and I offer all the fruits, whatever I get, whatever I'm getting from this, that is also offered at the feet, at the lotus feet of the Parampita Parmeshwar. Yukta, that is what Yukta is, a yogi. Karma phala tyaktva. Once the task is done, they will not see what am I going to achieve after this. What I like we saw Janak Raja, he has established an entire kingdom, has made it prosperous. But after that, what am I getting in return? That he is not bothered about. So once the seed is sown, he is not worried about what fruits he is getting from that tree. We all know that story of a small child questioning his grandfather that you are so old and you are planting these mango trees. When once you are not even going to enjoy the fruits of these mangoes, of these trees that are going to grow. So what the grandfather tells his small grandson, that the mangoes that I have eaten so far, those trees were not planted by me, right? So I have to do this for others. So there is absolutely no this feeling that we are talking about. This we will discuss in the third chapter. We have also discussed in the third chapter. This is what makes the karma a yajna, and this emotion we all should be able to develop. And that emotion, when it gradually develops, we can call ourselves yukta karma yogi. When this is done, when we achieve this, all our freedom fighters, you must be knowing when our Chafikar Bandhus, there were two brothers. By the Britishers, they were told that you will be punished, you will be hanged. Now, when this was announced, once somebody has to be hanged, they are asked for their last wish. What is the last wish that these Chafikar Bandhus have asked for? They have said, we are going, we have no regret that we will be hanged. What is our last wish? We just want, just give us one Bhagavad Gita signed by Tilak ji. Just give that to us. We will hold that in our hands and we'll happily we'll be hanged. We have no troubles. Again, we'll take birth for our mother India. They internally, because they all are Geetanugami, they are followers of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Internally, they have so much peace that what is coming to them is not affecting them at all. Shantim adhigacchati. So for that eternal peace, they are not dependent on any external factors. Where are we seeking our peace? We seek it in different materialistic activities. If I buy this kind of car, I'll get peace. If I eat an ice cream, I'll get a peace. From small demands to large demands. From what I have to eat, a rasgulla, gulab jamun, till something as expensive as a car, all these things ultimately tend to give us very short-lived peace. मिल गया खा लिया, now very happy. Again next day we will be at distress, we will be uneasy. But this peace that was experienced by karma yogis, this is eternal peace, shanti madhigachati. So karma yoga is the one, karma yoga is something which will help you reach there. And as opposite to that, Ayukta. Yukta is a yogi. Ayukta, the one who is not able to set himself on the path of Karma Yoga. How is his life? Ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nipadyati. Because a person who is at peace is not bound to anything. When we spoke about Chafikar Bandhus, they were not bound by this is our last wish. I wish to see my children. I wish to see something else. I wish to see, get this, I seek apology and we want to live longer. They had no other wish. They were liberated because of their internal peace. But what is the state of us? Because we are very tightly bound to what am I going to get out of this world? What am I going to get after doing this? Hmm? Now, such a small thing that Bhagavad Gita, eternally, blissful, blissful scripture it is. Once you read it, small children especially, if they start reading from a very young age, they don't only get that eternal peace, all these things are very different, but they will get good health, they will get extremely good intellect, they will get very good memory. All these things said and done, still parents sometimes come and ask, Didi, what are they going to get by learning Bhagavad Gita? Now, when such a question comes, because why our mind is very, very incentive driven. It is very focused on what karma phala. ये करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? If I cook, what will I get? If I cook, are they praising me? If I'm working, if I'm taking care of my family, is my family going to, in return, take care of me? All these worries are always binding us to the karma phala, and that is why we are ayukta kama karena. So impelled by their desire, compelled by their desire, they are always bound by what? The fruits of their action. And this is the problem with the ayukta, that is a person who is not a yogi. So somebody who sees this world like that, who is always bound, they will not be able to liberate themselves. Further, in context to these people, again, Shri Krishna explains further. Now, sarvakarmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanda karayan. For the yogis, how do they, because that is where we have to reach. Ayukta, we saw this is where we are probably, but we want to go to that other level. For that, we have to understand how are they doing their karma. Their karma, sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. Though they are here, the word, very important word is sukham vashi. Vashi means what? Somebody who has a complete control over themselves, a complete control over all their sense organs. What I am seeing, what I am watching, everything is completely under my control. How much I am watching, when I am doing something, what are the different emotions that are coming within me. All these things are very, very controlled. And for a very self controlled person, what Shri Krishna says is that Sarva Karmani Manasa. So all the karma that they are doing how? By their mind. So Dehi, here the Dehi, now this second line is very interesting. Navadvare Pure Dehi Naiva Kurvan Nakarayan. This Navadvare Pure Dehi, what is this Navadvare Pure? This Navadvarapur is our body. A body, it has 9 gates. So, as per our scriptures, there is a very beautiful story that comes in Bhagavad. We are not going to the details of that story, which Naradji has coined up that story. He himself says that he tells this story, and the audience is very happy. He says, the story I made up so that you understand that your body is actually a place with 9 gates. It is a city, and because your the jivatma, the soul which is entering, this interacts, it lives in this city, and it interacts with the intellect, buddhi. It interacts with the buddhi and creates a different srishti, a different nature around itself, and it operates. So this dehi is the atma, the jivatma which is within us, and where it is staying, navadvare pure. The pur means a city, a place. This Navadwari, the city which is having 9 gates. So this Dehi, which is the soul, which is the embodied soul, the Jivatma, which is a ounce, which is a fraction of that Paramatma. This is situated in what? In this city, that is in this body. Now, in this body, what is it doing? Naiva kurvanna karayan. It is not doing anything. It is absolutely doing nothing. All these things are being done. The embodied, the self-controlled ones, the people who have a complete control over their organs, sense organs, over their mind, they understand that all these things that are done are happening under the influence of Prakriti. They have renounced sannyasya, having renounced all the activities. They understand that all the activities have no effect on me. All the activities, that they understand that the dehi, the atma, has no connection with what? This activities that are happening by the body. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. controlling all the sense organs, whatever actions are happening, these actions are independently happening. The Dehi, the Atma, has no connect with the actions that were happening. The actions will continue, but I have no purpose in this. This is understood by whom? The Sankhya Yogi or the Karma Yogi. They understand that we are not responsible. Hmm? Like, for instance, now we are all talking to each other. We are talking to each other. I'm sitting in this light when I'm talking to you. Everything that is happening in this room, somebody is walking, this even wherever you are, whatever you are doing, it is happening in some light. Now that light is responsible for making things visible, making things happen in the right way, but the light is not responsible for any of those actions. Similarly, that Dehi, that Atma within us, is that light in whose light everything is. It is that source of light in which we are all doing all the actions. Hmm. But what is happening? They are though it is doing all those activities, the light is not any way connected to this actions. This is the very important thing that Shri Krishna tells, and further he elaborates that the Paramatma. We also see we are used to this. We are always used to saying that something bad happens, then we will say, "Arey, मैंने क्या किया था that God has punished me like this? Why this has happened?" Usually that becomes a tendency. But Shri Krishna tries to explain this over here, that the God or the Paramatma Tattva has got no connection with all our actions. Having understood this, the things become little clear for us. Hmm? What we are talking about in this particular shlok, see, the sky is also having lot of clouds, especially now in the monsoon season. We see the clouds are coming, going, they are creating storms, they are creating floods, but all this is happening where? In the sky. Though this is happening in the sky remains completely unaffected by all this. The clouds are passing over it. Now Diwali will come, and in Diwali we see the crackers are being burst. The crackers are bursting. We see all those beautiful crackers in the sky, but sky remains clear of all these things. It remains unaffected. That is the state of a Dehi in this body. And this is exactly what Sri Krishna says, that the Dehi has no job to do, Naiva Kurvad Nakarayan. The self, in the same way, the self-controlled yogi lets go all the actions without being attached to them. Without being very attached that, this action, we get immediately we do something and then we develop that ego. "Oh, this is what I have done. This has happened because of me." That ego, that self-controlled yogi, he will never have. And the same point here, Shri Krishna elaborates further. Na kartritvam na karmani lokasya srijati prabhu na karma phala sanyogam svabhavastu pravartate. So, what Shri Krishna says, in reality, this Parampita Paramatma, he is absolutely uninvolved in all these actions. Prabhu lokasya kartritvan na karmani na srijati, means what now? Here all the tasks that are happening, they are not responsible. Kartritva means what? The thing that I have done, the feeling that I have done. So whatever feeling that is coming within us, that I have done, that is there also. Sri Krishna says Paramatma has no job to play. He is not the one who is giving us that ego. He is not the one responsible for our actions either. Na karmani. So whatever that is happening within us, lokasya srijati prabhu, within us in this world, whatever actions we are happening because of us, whatever emotion of kartritva, whatever emotion of doership or ego of doership is coming within us, even that is not coming because of God. It is our own intellect and our karma phala sanyog. So all these three are attached to karma. When we do something, what will happen? First thing that happens is the karma has happened. Now the karma has happened, the task is done, and we get the ego of being a doer, and we get attached to the fruit of this action. All these three are happening. Karma is happening, kartrutva, that is ego, is developing, and we get attached to the fruit. Shri Krishna says all these three are coming due to what? Swabhavastu pravartate. They are all coming naturally, happening because of their own nature. What that nature? What that nature is? Because we are of the three gunas of the Prakriti, whatever we have learnt in the 14th chapter, 17th chapter, Swabhavastu pravartate. The pravartate is, it is leading to the action, it is happening because of our Swabhava, because of our nature. We are not related, the Paramatma is not related in any way because of our nature within one family. Now, this it is a little difficult to digest thought, isn't it? Here you have to understand within a family. Just imagine two children are born. One child, he might be very, very intelligent, very easily he is able to understand anything, very intelligent. The other one, no matter what we teach, he is not able to get good marks in the studies. Why this difference? Sometimes by nature itself, one child is very mature, the second one is extremely naughty. Why? Swabhavastu pravartate. Because apart from the sanskar, apart from the genes and all these things, the child is coming with his own set of characteristics, his own set of karma. He has some past karma that is attached to him, and because of that, his swabhav has evolved. In the 8th chapter, you see, Shri Krishna also says, Yam Yam Vapi, we are born as per our nature. Hmm? Whatever we have liked in this birth, the next birth we are going to get a similar birth based on our karma. Our next birth is going to happen. Having known all these things, it develops our swabhav, our nature, and this determines what kind of actions are going to happen by us. Ravan and Vibhishan born to the same parents, but so much difference in their nature. Hmm. This is the very important thing, that irrespective. Now, in the last session, I don't know this session, Hindi session, which session we quoted about the Dhundhukari and Gokarna's example. They both were born to a rishi, and Dhundhukari was very notorious, and Gokarna Maharaj, he was such an intellectual person that after Dundukari was in Dundukari's Atma left the body, he did the Bhagavad Katha for the liberation of this Dundukari. That was the caliber of Gokarna Maharaj. He was so intellectual. This Katha also comes in Bhagavad. So, in the same family, born to the same Rishi, but such a vast difference in their sanskar. So this happens, we have to understand all the karma. Shri Krishna says in all these three ways, the Ishwar, the Paramatma is detached from the karma. In which three ways? In the karma, kartritva, and karma phala. Sanyoga means attachment. In all three ways, the Paramatma has got nothing to do. It is all happening because of what? Because of your swabhav. So this Shri Krishna has made very clear, and further he says that once having understood this, he says because of this, the Paramatma will not take, now if he is not doing anything, if he has got no role to play, then there is no question of incurring the pap or punya. So we cannot say that this sin has happened, and so because the Paramatma within me is there and in his light I am doing everything, the sin will be taken away. No, the pap and punya, Sri Krishna Paramatma, he will not be accepting any of those. It is not going to be a binding on him. So in that context, what Sri Krishna says, Nadatte kasyachit papan nachaiva sukritam vibhupu ajnanena vratain jnanante namahyanti jantavaha. People who understand this, only those people, now there are some people who will understand all this, and there will be some who will not understand this. For them, Shri Krishna says that some people who do not understand this, they will not understand that this Lord, the Shri Krishna, God is not taking the merit or demerit of any of our karma. This knowledge is not available for those who are ignorant. Now here Shri Krishna, see the beauty of this shlok. Ajnanena vritai jnanan. What this means is that this knowledge is covered by ignorance. Tena muhyanti jantavaha. There is one very positive note hidden in this shlok. Now what Shri Krishna is trying to say here, that the Paramatma, because he is completely unconnected, disconnected from all our karma, the ego of doing karma and the relation with the karma, because of that, he will not incur any sin or any punya, the good deeds. So merit, demerit is not attached to Parampita Paramatma. But some people do not understand that because of what? Because of the uh, because their knowledge, jnana, is covered by ignorance. What is the hidden meaning behind this? That each one of us, even if it is appearing that we are Ajnani, let us leave us because we are all learning Bhagavad Gita. Look at people around us. For them, Sri Krishna says, Ajnanena vritain jnanan. The people, each one of us has knowledge. And because it is enveloped by Ajnan, it is under the cover of ignorance. They are not able to understand this. So sometimes we feel, no, Are, hum Gita pad rahe, we know everything, and we start feeling, Are, what, these people don't understand anything. They are ignorant. That feeling come to us. But we have to understand, even Sri Krishna doesn't say that people are ignorant. He says their knowledge is covered. Their knowledge has a blanket of ignorance. So everybody, each one of us, this is a very important thing. So whenever we feel that some case is a very hopeless case, that iska kuch nahi ho sakta, when we feel, understand, that is not what Shri Krishna has ever said. He says his jnana is covered by ignorance. We should always embed this fact within us also. That his knowledge, because it is covered, it is blanketed, it is covered by ignorance, they do not understand tena muhyanti jantava, and that is why they are deluded. Just like now there is this light. On this light, if I put some red color paper, this light originally has an off-light color, off-white color, sorry, off-white color light this is. Now if I put a red color on this light, then what will happen? The light will all look red. Oh, I will also start looking red to all of you. Now this delusion, because of that red cover, that light has changed. Actually, there is nothing red over here. Hmm? So that change is happening because of the cover. Similarly, there is light within each one of us, but because it is blanketed, because it is under the ignorance, under the influence of ignorance, they are not able to understand this concept, and they start blaming what? Oh, what bad did I do that I had to suffer all these things? Yeah, this God is not partial. He will not give us any share of sorrow unnecessarily. There are some days which we have no memories of. हमें पता ही नहीं what memory. Even 10 years back, what have I said to somebody, we don't remember. And then what we have done in so many lakhs of births, we have no memory of all that. All that account is kept with Chitragupta Maharaj. His name is only Chitragupta. Gupta Chitra means what? Secretly all images he has taken, not only of what we have done, what we have said, not only what we have said, what we have thought. He has all the detailed account, and according to that, the sorrow and pain that we are inculcating in life, it is coming to us. And what we start because of our ignorance, ajnanena vritai jnanam, because of that, that is why we are failing to understand. And we start saying, Arey, maine kya kiya tha that God has given this to me? God does not give anything. He is alipta, means he is completely disconnected with all the sufferings that we are getting. This is very clearly understood to whom? To the knowledgeable people. So for Sri Krishna says that the people who have this cover, the blanket of ignorance over this, they do not understand this. But those who have knowledge, they understand all this very clearly. What he says, jnanena tu ज्ञानेन तु तदज्ञानैः येषान्नाशितमात्मनः तेषामादित्यवज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परम्. Those whose ignorance is completely destroyed by what? Now, ignorance in our scriptures is always uh, depicted or illustrated by what? Darkness. What is it that will drive the darkness away? It is light. So, when the light of knowledge spreads, what happens? It lightens the room, and where the light is present, the darkness will go away. So, with the light of knowledge, the ignorance will go away. So that whatever that ignorant blanket is on us, on our knowledge is hidden because of ignorance, it will all light up. That blanket will go away. So that's what Shri Krishna says, Jnanena tu tadajnanam. Yesha nashitamatmanaha. The knowledge of self, the ignorance that we have within us, it will be completely gone. And just like how the sun rises and the Nisha, the Ratri, the night loses its existence, when the light of knowledge illuminates within us, what happens? The once that sunrise has happened, the night goes away, our entire ignorance goes away. Hmm? And then our knowledge becomes, our knowledge reveals everything. Adityavat, just like the sun. So here Shri Krishna himself is giving the example of sun. Tesham Adityavat Jnanam. He is saying the knowledge of, the sun of knowledge. Hmm? So Adityavat, this Jnana is like the sun rising within us. And once that lights up, there is no darkness at all. If we say, now this is another very beautiful thing, please see, understand this, that for sun, what is the definition of darkness? Sun will not know any darkness. If we assume, we cannot go very near to the sun. But if we ask the sun, where is darkness? Wherever he is going, it is light. Wherever he goes, there is dark. What is the definition of darkness for sun? There is no definition of darkness for sun. उसे पता ही नहीं अंधेरा क्या है, because sun himself is light. Knowledge is like that. What is the definition of death for Amrit? The nectar which makes everybody free of death. Hmm? That Amrit, there is no death for Amrit. If you say, ask Amrit, what is it? He say, I don't know, because once you have that, there is no death. So, just like how there is no death for Amrit, there is no darkness for sun, similarly, for knowledge. A person who has knowledge within us, it is Adityavat. It is like sun for them. There is no ignorance at all. There is no ignorance at all. Their ignorance, their ajnan is completely destroyed. And how will such a person appear to us? How do we recognize such a person? Hmm? How does such a person behave? How does such a person appear? Next two shlokas we will see so beautifully. Shri Krishna says, what are the characteristics of such a person? Hmm? Tas, sorry. तद्बुद्धयस्तदात्मानस्तन्निष्ठास्तत्परायणाः गच्छन्य पुनरावृत्तिं ज्ञाननिर्धूतकल्मषाः तद्बुद्धयस्तदात्मानः. How is the next two shlokas? In the next two shlokas, Shri Krishna is explaining us that the Jnana Yoga, because they have understood this, they have got this knowledge. This knowledge has enlightened them. The knowledge has enlightened within them. Because of that, their personality completely changes. Now, how do they reflect that change? How is that change reflected in their personality? That Sri Krishna is explained. That buddhayas tadat manas. They are completely absorbed. Their intellect is completely absorbed. Their consciousness is completely absorbed in what? Tan nishtha, their faith. Tat parayanaha. They are all absorbed in what? That divine, supreme power. Their intellect is absorbed. Their entire consciousness. Tat refers here to the supreme divine power. Here, tat, don't think it is for this. Tat buddhayah, tat atmanah, tat nishtha. So, There, here this tat refers to the supreme divine power, the Paramatma Tattva. Hmm? Jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. Because now this word is very beautiful, and it also explains the power of knowledge. What this word says, Jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha, it literally means those whose sins have been dispelled, cleared, destroyed by knowledge. See, so knowledge is not something that will only make you knowledgeable, graceful, respectable. It has the power to destroy all your sins. It has the power to clear you of your sins. When Sri Krishna says Jnana Nirdhuta Kalmashaha, we can completely believe that knowledge has the power to clear of all our sins. So such a person whose sins are cleared by knowledge, because of the knowledge, all there we know the case of this Valmiki Rishi. Before this, how many sins he has done, robbed people, all that. But once he was enlightened by knowledge, by the power of this one two-letter mantra Ram, when he was able to get that knowledge, once he attained that knowledge, it was a rebirth for him. He became Maharshi Valmiki, and all his sins are washed off just by the by getting that supreme knowledge. Now we'll see, we are also slowly getting all the knowledge, but that extreme knowledge, what are the characteristics? Before we start believing that little knowledge we have also got, there is a huge difference that we have to arrive for that. These litmus tests Sri Krishna has described, that once you start believing, when you have these characteristics in you, then you are a knowledgeable person. What are those? This we will see in these two particular shlokas. That buddhaya, the intellect is always thinking about Parampita Paramatma. The conscious is always uh, absorbed in the thoughts of what? The Paramatma. And that nishtha, that parayana, how parayana is always in that way. See, we all are, parayan means what? Constantly evolving in a particular direction. Somebody who is constantly evolving in the direction of that supreme goal is parayan. Hmm? For such a person, because all his sins have been cleared, apunaha avrittim, that is the coming and going back in this mrityu sansar, that is not relevant for them. They do not have to come back on this earth and again live. They will get a complete moksha. Hmm? So the lives of saints are an example of this. What is moksha? Gachanti avritti. Gachanti avritti. We means what? We die and then we are again reborn as something. Now there are so many lakhs of yonis, 84 lakh yonis are there. We don't know, this birth is human birth, next birth, what birth, previous birth, what birth, no idea. So we keep revolving in all these yonis. Hmm? But for somebody whose sins are completely gone because of this knowledge that has evolved within them, they will not have to come back on this earth. They will get the supreme goal. They will attain that supreme goal. They are not required to come and go from this world. Now, for such a wise individual, such a jnani, such a jnani, how is their perspective? Yes, sometimes we will also feel that thoda thoda gyan humko bhi aa raha hai, little knowledge we are also getting. So, but is that the supreme knowledge? It will be reflected in our characteristics. What are the characteristics? That will be reflected from what? The perspective that we have towards other. And what is that perspective? Shri Krishna explains in the next slok. Vidya Vinaya Sampanni Brahmani Gavihastini Chunichaiva Svapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. What is the perspective? Now, this is a very important slok. Not that the shlok is very important, the message in this shlok is extremely important, because this message that is given in this shlok is repeated at multiple times in Bhagavad Gita. Samatva, it is the constant tone of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Samatva yoga uchyate. This entire Bhagavad Gita is what? It is Yoga Shastra. Yoga Shastra means it is telling us what is yoga. Yoga is what? It is the means to connect us with Parampita Paramatma, and there are various definitions of yoga that come within Bhagavad Gita. Amongst them, the prime definition is yoga. Samatmai yoga uchyate. Hmm? So, what is that? This particular shlok is telling us about that samatva that these knowledgeable person get. When the light within them evolves, they develop a perspective of equanimity. सब एक जैसे हैं. They develop a perspective of equanimity towards all means towards whom. Shri Krishna gives some examples here. What are those examples? See, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Vidya Vinaya Sampanna. Now, sometimes we feel that why these two different characters, Vidya and Vinaya both? Vidya is somebody who has lot of knowledge. Now, somebody who has lot of knowledge does not necessarily have Vinaya, means politeness, does not have humility. It is not necessary that every knowledgeable person will be humble. But always remember, Vidya Vinayena Shobhate. Our Sanskrit scriptures tell that Vidya Vinayena Shobhate. So a knowledgeable person will always be humble. That is what our Shastra says. But in practice, we see that this is not happening every time. But what Shri Krishna is saying here, so somebody who is knowledgeable will not necessarily be humble. Somebody who is very, very humble might not necessarily be a knowledgeable person. But Shri Krishna is here, he is talking about Vidya Vinaya Sampanna person, a person who has both knowledge and humility, who is full of both humility and knowledge. Such a person is very, very respectable, isn't it? So, somebody who is only knowledgeable might not be loved by everybody. Somebody who is only humble might not be very respected by everybody because he is not very knowledgeable. But one who is knowledgeable and humble is respected by all. So, for such a person, or a Brahmin, Brahmane, Gavi, a cow, Hastini, an elephant, Shuni, a dog, Shuni Chaiva Shvapake. Shvapake, a Hindi word you might be knowing, Chandal, the outcast people who are really detested. So, that person, a Pandit, will see all of them as same. So, what does this mean? If tomorrow I have to do Brahman Bhojan at my place, will I mean will the Brahmin and then uske baju mein one I will make one Brahmin sit, then one horse, one elephant, one dog. Can I do that? No. Understand the shlok properly. Samadarshinaha Pandita Samadarshinaha. They will see a Pandit will see them as equal. They will see them as equal. They will not have the same behavior to them. Bhagavad Gita talks about Samadarshan, but not Samavartan. What are these two words? Samadarshinaha, Natu Samavartinaha. Samadarshinaha means seeing them as equal. Natu Samavartinaha. Vartana means behavior. The behavior is different. So, to understand this example, just imagine a mother has two children. One of her child is very physically strong. He goes to gym, does lot of push-ups and is very fit, physically fit. The other child is little weak, has recently recovered from typhoid. Now, the mother will give what? She will give food rich in protein, wo badam ka halwa, all these heavy food she will give to whom? The person who is, the child who is attending the gym and doing heavy exercises. Can she give the same kind of food to somebody who is suffering in typhoid, the second child who is suffering from typhoid? Because you give that he's already poor on digestion, he needs a dal khichdi. So the mother, depending on the health of the child, will determine what diet has to be given. If some child is very intelligent, 1 minute you tell they understand everything, the teacher will just tell, okay, this is the homework, you do it. But for some child who needs more explanation, the teacher will say, okay, I'll give you extra tuitions, I'll make extra classes for you, explain the same concept again and again. A teacher will teach according to the intellect of the two students. A mother will have the difference. So, but for mother, the love for both children is same. No, a mother will not say, oh, because my elder one, I love him more, and the second one I don't love. That the child who is going to the gym, is equally loved by the mother as the weak child. But the food that she is giving to both the children is different. Samadarshinaha natu samavartinaha. She sees them with the same amount of love. But when it comes to having a vyavahar with them, behaving with them, it has a distinction. So understand this chapter, this slok in the right sense. So Bhagavad Gita always talks about samadarshata and not samavartata. So this is a main characteristic of a yogi. This is the because he is enlightened from within. He sees all of this. Wow, many examples, such contrasting, extreme examples Sri Krishna has given, and because all of them they see in the same light, they are very, very, they are very enlightened. They are able to love everybody. So here, this Namdev Maharaj's example, I will tell you. This Namdev Maharaj was once cooking in his kitchen and he was making rotis. Now a dog came and he snatched away one roti from this. Now, if it would have been one of us, what we would have done? Now we will not snatch the roti back, but at least we would have run with behind with a danda, a stick in the hand. We would have said, "Hey, shoo shoo, go away." Something we would have done to prevent that dog from coming. What Namdev Maharaj has done? He took a katori of ghee in it and he is running behind that dog. Arey, wait, let me put little ghee on that roti. Don't eat the ghee like that. Because for his Vitthal Bhagwan, he is used to making those roti and applying ghee on it so that they are tasty for Vitthal Bhagwan. Namdev Maharaj sees Vitthal in that swan or in that dog also. And because he has that kind of perception, he is the most favorite of Vitthal Bhagwan. How much he is loved by Vitthal Bhagwan. Those who know the story of Namdev Maharaj, they will know Vitthal Bhagwan used to come out and Namdev Bhagwan used to feed him with his own hands. And not only that, Vitthal Bhagwan will say, I will eat only after you eat. Namya, I will give, he will first feed to Namdev Maharaj. That was the love. That love Namdev Maharaj earned. Why? Because of his Samadarshata. That is what this knowledge does to a human being. They both become same. The Bhakta and God unite with this light of knowledge. Further, Sri Krishna, so beautiful these shlokas are. Ihaivatayirjitah sargo yesham sami statam manaha nirdosham hi samah brahma tasmat brahmani te sthataha. So this great people, they get this samadrishti, they get this perception of equanimity. And then what is their condition? The same previous shlok is elaborated. In the 18th shlok, Sri Krishna explained with the examples, and that is that perception of samatha he has explained in more detail in this 19th shlok. What he says, Ihaiva tairjata sargo yesham samye sthatam manaha. Yesham samye sthatam manaha. This mana, the situation of the state of their mind is what is always in the state of equanimity. Samye sthita. It is established in permanent equanimous state. Whenever see we what we do when in our houses the guest is coming. Now not everybody doesn't do that. Just as an example I'm quoting, don't take it personally. When some guests are coming, if the guest is from a very rich family, then the food that we arrange is of that level. But if the guest is some mediocre family, we will arrange a little this. And if it is we are just giving food to the maid regularly, we will give the normal food. That distinction of perception is there. The distinction of perception is there within us, and that reflects in our behavior. But how is the mind of these people? Yesham samye manastitah. Their mind is always established in an equanimity. So how is their way of cooking? Always in the prasad mode. When you go to the temple, all the prasad will be same, whether it is serving a very rich person or a poor person. In a temple, always the prasad will be of the same type. So a person who has that kind of perception, for them, they will attain moksha. That is liberation in this birth itself. Ihaiva. What will they attain? Moksha. That is the ultimate liberation. Hmm? What Shri Krishna says, Brahma Nirdosham Samam. Now, here in this particular shlok, there are two characteristics of this Brahma that are mentioned here. We discussed that Namdev Maharaj was completely united with God. Hmm? There was no difference between both of them. They both were united by their state. This state is that Brahma Sthiti. And for that Brahma Sthiti, there are two adjectives that Shri Krishna has used here. What are they? Nirdosham hi samam Brahma. Tasmat Brahmani te sthitaha. So Nirdosham hi samam Brahma. This third charan tells what are the two adjectives for Brahma that are used. It is Nirdosha, spotless, no impurities. There is no malice with this Brahma Tattva. We all know that Paramatma Tattva pure. It is very, very subtle, pure, and samam. It is equally present in everybody. It is not that it is present in more quantity within us, within a Gita sadhak, and in other human beings, it is in less proportion. No. And it is not that some creatures, that living creatures, it is the proportion of Paramatma Tattva, Samata, Samam Brahma. The proportion of that Brahma Tattva in an insect, in an ant, in a mosquito, in the birds, and the animals, and the human beings, in the gods, everywhere, everywhere it is same, equal. Nirdosham and Samam. The Brahma Tattva is Nirdosha and it is Sama. It is equanimously present everywhere. It has no malice, no papa punya, nothing attached to it. In such a Brahma state, in such a Paramatma state, the people who have developed this equanimous vision, tasmat brahmani te sthitaha. These people who have developed this equanimous state, they are always in that state. Their mind is always established in that state. Tasmat brahmani te sthitaha. They are always in the same state. As they are, the two characteristics are nirdosha and sama. Because of their samata, because of their beautiful, clear perception towards everybody, these people have also attained that Brahma Sthiti. These knowledgeable people, these enlightened people, these yogi Purush have attained that Brahma Sthiti because of their equanimous vritti. Nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmani te sthitaha. So this yesham here tasmat brahmani te sthitaha. The first charan here says tai iha eva sargajataha. Means what? In this state itself, in this life itself, they have attained that state of salvation, attained that state of liberation. So what we have to do? We all want to attain liberation. Hmm. We all, when especially when little difficult times comes, we feel like no, we want moksha from all these things. That liberation is something we all want. So at this point, we will feel how to attain that. For that, we have to start analyzing, reviewing what balance we are able to maintain. Hmm. So we have to constantly reflect upon what our sense of equanimity. We have to keep reviewing our sense of balance. Hmm. We have to continuously revive what we have to analyze. Now, is this really possible? Definitely possible. Is anybody in this karma yoga, in this Kali Yuga also has attained all these things? Hmm. So we all this very beautiful examples we have. We all have heard about some of them. We saw about Chapekar Bandhus. Here, I would also like to tell you this kind of review we should always do of our state of balance, our state of equanimity. Now, for this, Bharat, the younger brother of Sri Ramji, what he has done, he has asked Vasishta Muni that when my bhaiya was leaving this Ayodhya, how was his state? Was he distressed? Was he sad? How was his state? What Vasishta Muni has said? I have given him the knowledge, I have given him the news that you are going to be crowned as a king tomorrow. Prince. Your Rajabhishek is going to happen. You are going to get that Yuvraj Pad. This news also I have given to him. Then I have seen his expression. And I have seen his expression when he was leaving in this one for his exile. And that expression, he is telling Bharat, Bharat, there was no difference in in the two expressions. It were both the expressions were exactly same. That is samatha. In extreme happiness, also he's just the same. In extreme sadness, it is not sadness for Ramji, but for us it was sadness. So it is the same. What Vasishta Muniji said, the same thing we see in Tilakji also. When Tilakji was told that in this court, he was given he was sentenced to jail, imprisonment for 6 years. He was told that you have to go to that Kala Pani and you will be there jailed for 6 years. What Tilakji has said. So many others have been given this sentence. They have cried, they have wept, they have so many things have happened. But what Tilakji has said, it's okay. This government is seeing fault in what I have done. The government is a British government. They will never understand. They will see me as a criminal. But my Ishwar, my Paramatma knows that I have not done anything wrong. I am convinced I have not done anything wrong. This jail means has no effect on me. I am ready to be imprisoned. I have not done anything wrong. Even if I am getting punished, I am very convinced I have not done anything wrong. He was so confident. The next day, when he was being taken to the jail, the entire country is lamenting. His associates are trying to free him, trying to get the bail, and trying to do what not, trying to reach out to the saints like Gajanan Maharaj and trying to do everything to free him from this punishment. But what Tilakji is doing all night, slept peacefully. The next morning, when the cop came to take him, he said, "You are so sleeping so nicely. The entire world is worried about you, and you are nicely, peacefully sleeping." He said, "I have done what was to be done. There is nothing to be sad here." And in extremely distressful conditions, he was kept in the Kalapani jail after we got the freedom. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who is the pride of our country, he visited that jail and he looked at the condition, he immediately came out weeping. Netaji was crying when he saw that jail. He says, 6 years Tilakji have spent here. I cannot spend even one day, 1 year will be very difficult for me to spend here. What Tilakji has done in those 6 years? He has written a grantha, scripture on Bhagavad Gita. It is a beautiful grantha. He has written a grantha. It is Geeta Rahasya is the name of that book. He has written a scripture, a big beautiful book called Geeta Rahasya on Karma Yoga, dedicated to Karma Yoga in his jail. Such a great personality. What tonic must he have been taking in that jail? Now we all take tonic to remain healthy. There, what tonic has he taken to have that much positivity, that much fitness to write a whole book? That too on Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, Geeta Rahasya, such it's a very popular book in Marathi. It has translations are available. What tonic? It is the tonic of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Nothing else. The tonic of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā has helped him attain that level of fitness. This is the state that comes to all the knowledgeable people who try to get these principles in their lives. Sri Krishna further explains what is this state. Na prarashet priyam prapya no dvajet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhira sammuro brahmavid brahmanisthataha. This is their condition. Na prarashet. If something happy happens, what happens nowadays? People win election and that big julus will start, a big mocha. Why? To satisfy their ego that they have won, to show low to the others that you have not won. So much they have attached to that win. For us also something happy happens in our life, party, and then some sad incident happens. Just one exam result is little low, so much distress. Look at the young children committing suicide, so much distress. Here Shri Krishna is not using just word rishya. Rishya means happy. Pranishya, prakarshena rishyati. means excessively happy. For some good news, some people have excessive happiness. Naprarashet. They do not celebrate happiness excessively. No advijay. If some apriya thing, some undesirable thing happens, unpleasant thing happens, they will not get very troubled. Thera buddhi, their intellect is steady. Asammuda, they remain undeluded because they are always Brahmani, Brahmavit. They are the knowers of this Brahma Tattva. The knowledge, that supreme knowledge is the knowledge of Brahma Tattva. See, the Yoga Shastra that we are saying, what we say, Om Tat Sat, it is Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastra. It is Brahma Vidya. So, because of the knowledge, because this is Brahma Vidya, the people who know this knowledge are Brahma Vid. Such a Brahmavid person, he is always established in this Brahma Tattva. He has attained liberation in this life itself. He does not need to wait to die to get the liberation. This life itself is liberated because he is Sthira Buddhi. But these are the main characteristics. He is Sthira Buddhi, Brahmavid, Brahmani Sthitaha. They are always established in that state of Brahma. And when a person is in that state, what does he achieve? He achieves immense amount of happiness. How is that happiness? The description of that happiness is in the next few shlokas, which we will see in the next session. Thank you so much for all your patient listening. We all will together offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings we all get to go through these beautiful shlokas. Let us all pray together and offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much for that patient listening. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Didi, for your wonderful explanation and your great examples. Now we open the floor for a brief Q&A session. If anyone has a question, please raise your hands.
Jai Shri Krishna. Kamala Gautam Didi. Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna. Kamala Didi, can you please unmute yourself? I have sent the request. Pranam Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
जी जय श्री कृष्णा। दीदी मेरे को ये धुंधकारी की कथा दोबारा सुनना चाहती हूँ मैं।
धुंधकारी वो बहुत लंबी कथा है, भागवत में आती है। बहुत मैं तो आपको यही कहूंगी कि स्वामी जी की कोई भी भागवत कथा सुनिए, उसमें ये कथा आती है। शॉर्ट में आपको बस प्रश्न उत्तर की पूर्णता के लिए बताती हूँ। एक ऋषि थे, ऋषि नहीं, एक साधु थे जिन्हें बहुत मनीषा थी। सॉरी, हिंदी। I will tell you in English. Please, English विवेचन, little if you understand, I will translate it.
मैं समझती हूँ, हिंदी भी समझती हूँ, दोनों समझ जाऊंगी।
Just for the discipline of the vivechan. So he wanted a child, and he tried to seek the blessings, and he was blessed. His wife was not very thing, so she whatever blessing he received. So this there was a sadhu who wanted a child. He prayed to another sadhu. He said, "Aapko kya chahiye?" So he gave this sadhu. He gave him a fruit that give this to your wife, and she has to follow some rituals for 1 year, and she will be blessed with a very very virtuous baby. And now this lady, she didn't have that much faith in this, so she thought, I don't know what is in this fruit. She threw that fruit in the इसमें गौशाला में डाल दिया. She put it in that. She gave it to the cow. Now this cow ate it. Now she, after a few months, gave birth to this baby called, because he had the ears of Gaumata, he was called Gokarna. Now in the same time, this lady, she thought abhi bacha to dikhana padega, so she took the baby of her sister, and named him Dhundukari. उनको भी एक बेटा हुआ, उसका नाम धुंधुकारी था. And now बहुत एकदम दोनों में अंतर था इसमें. The sage who has brought up these two kids, he has seen that he has given the same sanskar to both Gokarna and this. But this Dundukari was very, very notorious. He has done all nasty things to his parents and his wives. He has married many ladies, and all of them were like, "Arey, se picha chhudwana hai." That's a very long story. So, but what happens ultimately? He meets a miserable death. And this Gokarna, he has become a very Vidwan, he has become very, very knowledgeable, and he's preaching knowledge to everybody. Now, when he sees that, the last rites have to be done for his brother, he feels very sad that he has become a Chandal and he has, his Atma is still not getting liberated. So, for his liberation, he did a Katha, Bhagavad Katha. And when he did his Bhagavad Katha, he did this katha that while listening to that katha, Dhundukari started crying. He had lot of paschatap and he introspected his own karma and this Dhundukari got liberated. Vishnu ji ke yan aaye. Vishnu Doot came to take him. Now Gokarna ji says that everybody has listened. He did the katha in the village. All villagers have listened. Only Viman came only for Dhundukari. Why? The Vishnu Doot say that he is the only one who listened and contemplated. He had paschatap for what he did. उसे बहुत ध्यान से सुना है. He has done manan. So this example I gave last time because of the word muni. So because he has done manan, he has contemplated, and he because of that the Vishnu Doot came to take him. Others have only listened to the katha. So then Gokarna Maharaj said, okay. Then he did the katha again, and all the villagers were liberated. So that's a very beautiful katha in Bhagavad, and me telling it is injustice to that katha. Please listen to it from Swamiji's channel. It will be more enlightening. He tells in more detail also. So it's a very beautiful katha.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jai Shri Krishna. Beena Didi, pranam to you. Beena Chanani Didi. Beena Didi is engrossed in her work, it seems. Beena Didi. I think that's her display picture.
Yes,
Jai
Chetna
Shri
Devi.
Krishna, Beena Didi.
जी जस्ट हाँ क्या मैं ये सवाल कर सकती हूँ आपको?
Who is talking? I can't make out, Didi.
Chetna Devi. Network problem.
Didi, I'm stopping your video. You can talk with let's stop the video so that because there is network. Beena Didi, please repeat your question. Beena Didi.
दीदी
हाँ
क्या मेरी आवाज
हाँ अभी आ रही है आप बिना वीडियो के बात करिए वी ऑलरेडी स्पॉटलाइटेड यू टेल मी
Unmute.
हेलो
हाँ जय श्री कृष्ण
Yes, Devi.
जी दीदी आप नेक्स्ट ले लो मेरा नेट डिस्टर्ब है आज आप नेक्स्ट को ले
अभी
लो
आपकी आवाज आ रही है यू कैन टॉक नाउ हाँ
तो नवद्वारे जो बोला गया है 9 द्वार ये कौन से हैं क्या
दो
एक्सप्लेन
आंखें नाक दोनों दो नोस्ट्रिल्स दो कान मुख नीचे भी दो सो लाइक दैट
कान को 2 काउंट करेंगे कि या एक
दो
काउंट
दो 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 दो
9 इज कंप्लीटेड ओके
यस
ओके दीदी और जिज्ञासु के बाद दीदी कौन सी एग्जाम होती है
जिज्ञासु के बाद पाठक आफ्टर जिज्ञासु has 3 chapters Jigyasu has 3 chapters 12 15 16 Pathak you can give any 6 chapters what we learn at Learngeeta is 12 15 16 and then 14 17 9th ये उसमें ऐड हो जाते हैं so those 6 but you can give any 6 chapters that's okay then पाठक होती है पथिक की 12 चैप्टर्स की होती है सो जिज्ञासु पाठक पथिक एंड देन गीता व्रती 3 6
तो हमने जो
18
12 15 एंड 16 किया है वो इंक्लूड या फिर उनको छोड़ के 6 चैप्टर
नहीं वो इंक्लूड करके वो वापस देने पड़ते हैं
ओके ओके दीदी थैंक यू
ओके जय श्री कृष्णा दीदी, प्रणाम। चेतना दीदी, प्रणाम, जय श्री कृष्णा।
जी, जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी।
जय श्री
अ,
कृष्णा।
पहला फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, दीदी श्लोक नंबर 19, मुझे ये निर्दोषम ही समम ब्रह्म तस्मात् सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ चरण थोड़ा क्लियर नहीं हुआ दीदी, बताएंगे?
निर्दोषम ही समम ब्रह्मा, this third charan, it tells about, it is describing the Brahma. What is Brahma? Brahma has two characteristics. It is nirdosha, means it उसमें कोई दोष नहीं है, it is spotless. And then उसमें कुछ मैलिस नहीं है, कुछ पाप पुण्य से, क्योंकि वो पाप पुण्य से लिप्त नहीं है, because पाप पुण्य don't touch the Brahma. सो दैट इज वाई इट इज निर्दोष। एंड सम है मतलब कैसा है, सब में एक समान है। इट इज प्रेजेंट इन इक्वल अमाउंट इन ऑल। It is present, and for that I gave an example also, that it is present in all same quantity in all. So these are the two states of Brahma. So a person who is enlightened will get liberated in this world. Ihaiva tairjita sarvo yesham samne sitam mana, means because of his equanimous state in this world only he will get liberated. And why? Because his state and Brahma state is similar. Tasmat Brahmani te sthitaha. This is how the Brahma is, and an enlightened person also is in this state. Tasmat Brahmani te sthitaha. They will also be in the same state. So Brahma की स्थिति और उस योगी की स्थिति एक समान है. The state of the Brahma and the state of the yogi is same, so that is why they are always Brahma sthita, means they are established in Brahma. That is why they are liberated.
Thank you, Didi. And second question, Didi, 20th shlok, Megh Bhaiya said it is very important. When I asked him why, he said, no, you ask Shraddha Didi.
Because this is this 20th shlok. Actually, this entire set of 18, 19, 20th shlok, what they are doing, they are all developing a perception of equanimity amongst us. Now, when we say that हमको समता आना है, समत्वई योग उच्यते, so we have to become that. उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? What should we do? That is explained in the 20th shlok. न प्रवृषेत प्रियम प्राप्य. अब मुझे समता लानी है. I want to get समता. But how? ये भी तो समझना है that how is answered in the 20th shlok. That na pravishet priyam prapya. If something good happens in my life, we become excessively happy. If something sad happens, we get excessively depressed. That should not happen. That is the condition of the Brahmavid. No dvijet prapya chapriyam. Both are related. Sthira buddhi. So to get the samata, how should our intellect be? Our intellect is going to help us reach there. How should that intellect be? Sthira buddhi.
Stable.
Stable. Sthira means stable. The intellect is stable in both priya and apriya, that is, in pleasant and unpleasant situation. When that is the case, such a person who has sthira buddhi, who has a stable intellect, is a Brahmavid. He is the knower of Brahma Tattva. Brahmavid, Brahmanis sthitaha. Because he is the knower of Brahma Tattva, he stays established in that Brahma state, and he has that intellect of stability. It is.
Okay. Thank you so much, Didi. Jai Shri
Because it
Krishna.
tells answers that are part of how it is important.
Yeah. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Seema Didi.
Seema Devi, pranam.
Namaste.
Namaste, Jai Shri Krishna.
If the 15th shloka, meaning I'm confused. You had told the meaning and all, but I want to know again. Nadatte kasya chit papan na chaiva sukrutam vibhu.
Now, see, when we do something, we earn two things, either papa or punya, either good deeds or bad deeds. So, nadatte kasya chit papam, the Paramatma Tattva, it does not earn any papa, and sukrut means punya. So, nachaiva sukrutam vibhu. Vibhu means Parampita Paramatma. Here the Vibhu refers to Parampita Paramatma. So, Parampita Paramatma, though he is giving us the energy to live through our karma, he does not incur any pap or punya. Got it? Okay. So for that I had given some examples also. But what happens? We start feeling that वो परमात्मा की वजह से हम लोगों को दुख हो रहा है. That is what is our normal thinking. But what here Shri Krishna is telling, that Shri Krishna, the God, is not responsible for all this. He doesn't incur all that papa punya. But we start feeling that papa punya, whatever sorrow we are getting, is because he wants us to face this sorrow. This thought that we have, it is ajnana, ajnanena vritanyana. That part you understood. The second line you understood. So the first line only says that Vibhu means God is not going to earn any papa or punya, any sin or merit of the karma that is happening through us.
But whatever we do, either papa or punya,
Hmm.
that is also due to the God's wish. No? We are not
Not
doing
God's
anything
wish.
of our own.
Wish is our, but energy is of the God. So the God has given same energy to all of us. But what we are doing is because of this setup. God is like that electricity. We give that example many times. You must have heard. Electricity flows through all equipments. If it goes in geyser, it heats up. If it goes in fridge, it cools down. Two opposite things, but electricity is electricity. It has got no business to do. Some places it will lead to fire, but is electricity responsible for the fire? No, it is the people who are operating with it. It is the machine in which it is operating. So God is that energy which is just giving you the way to operate. Now it is my setup, my intellect, my मन इच्छा कहाँ होती है? मन में होती है. ये मन भी तो अपना ईश्वर का अंग नहीं है ना. It is the अंग of this prakriti. So our man, our intellect, everything, our setup, our entire sanskar is leading to our karma. All this is happening. उसमें उस इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को दोष तो नहीं देंगे हम कि आग लग गई कहीं पे, तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को दोष नहीं देते ना, ऑपरेटर को दोष देते हैं. इट इज जस्ट लाइक दैट. तो कर्म से अगर पाप पुण्य आ रहा है, द कर्म इज रिजल्टिंग इन एनी पाप और पुण्य, द कर्ता इज द प्रॉब्लम एंड नॉट द चेतना शक्ति, द नॉट द परमात्मा शक्ति विच इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल.
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण. प्रणाम दीदी.
भूषण जी, भूषण भैया.
कृष्ण भूषण लाल जी.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
कैन आई स्पीक इन हिंदी?
हाँ, यू कैन स्पीक इन हिंदी.
दीदी एक यहाँ मेरा थोड़ा सा एक कंफ्यूजन है. ये जो एक 14th श्लोक है इसका, चैप्टर 5 का, न कर्तृत्व न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजते प्रभु, एंड 11th श्लोक ऑफ चैप्टर 9, अजा अवजानन्ति मां मूढ़ा मुनीषाता. ये डिफरेंस थोड़ा है इसमें कुछ.
11वां श्लोक मुझे थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा.
चैप्टर 9, अवजानन्ति मां मूढ़ा
मानुषीं तनुमाश्रिता
परम भाव अजानन्तो मम भूत महेश्वरम. Here it says I am everything, and here you are saying कि मेरा काम नहीं है.
अवजानन्ति मां मूढ़ा मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितं परम भावम अजानन्तो. परम भावम अजानन्तो मम भूत महेश्वरम. He is responsible for the creation of this universe. ये यूनिवर्स बन रहा है उनकी वजह से, बट वॉट एवर कर्म इज हैपनिंग, यहाँ पे क्या है, इसमें कर्म की अलिप्तता बता रहे हैं. जो ये आपने 14वां श्लोक जो हम देख रहे हैं, ये तीनों चीजें क्या है, कर्तृत्व, कर्माणि, कर्म फल संयोग. सो इट इज टेलिंग द डिटैचमेंट फ्रॉम द कर्म. सॉरी, ये कर्म से अलिप्तता है. द कर्म इज नन ऑफ वॉट एवर कर्म इज हैपनिंग बाय अस. मैं उत्तर थोड़ा हिंदी इंग्लिश मिला कर देती हूँ. ये कर्म इज नॉट समथिंग फॉर विच द गॉड इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल, but for the creation of this entire universe he is responsible. बन तो सब उन्हीं के मर्जी से, उन्हीं की इच्छा से, उन्हीं की शक्ति से बन रहा है, किंतु जो कर्म हमारे द्वारा किए जा रहे हैं, वॉट एवर कर्म दैट वी आर आस्किंग, वी आर डूइंग, सॉरी, देयर Krishna has no control. There he is not connected to the karma. So the 11th shlok of 9th chapter, it is telling the effect, you can say the influence of God. भगवान के प्रभाव को नहीं जानने के कारण उनका जो तिरस्कार करते हैं, जो प्रभु अवजानन्ति माम मूढ़ा मानुषीं तनुमाश्रिता, देयर ही इज सेइंग दैट दोज हु डोंट अंडरस्टैंड मी, so what is that ashritam, they will not, they do not understand me. Avajananti, वो मुझे वो तुच्छ समझते हैं, that it is a different thing. It is about the people who don't understand God. दो उसके पहले उन्होंने वहां पे पूरा वो बताया है कि उनका क्या प्रभाव है, what is his influence. But those who don't understand, the mood who don't understand, ना जान अवजानन्ति मां मूढ़ा मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितम, तो तनुमाश्रितम ये देहधारी people, those who are in this body, they do not understand. they do not understand me, उनके बारे में वहां पे बोल रहे हैं, पर यहाँ पे उसका कुछ संबंध ही नहीं है 14वें श्लोक के साथ। 14वें श्लोक पे तो वो कर्म योग से अलिप्तता बता, कर्म से अलिप्तता बता रहे हैं, वहां पे तो जिन्हें ये बात समझ में नहीं आती वो बात हो रही है। और यहाँ पे 14वें श्लोक में, इन द 14th श्लोक, here he says that I am completely detached, I have no connection, I am totally disconnected with the karma. And this the people don't understand, this many people don't understand, उसके लिए वो next श्लोक है, because of what? अज्ञान, उनके अज्ञान की वजह से वो ऐसा हो रहा है। Is that
how we can define a yogi?
ये इस श्लोक में योगी को डिफाइन नहीं किया हुआ है, इस श्लोक में इट इज नॉट डिफाइनिंग अ योगी, दिस 14th श्लोक इज नॉट डिफाइनिंग अ योगी।
No, this is a separate question.
अच्छा,
What is your experience for defining a yogi?
डिफाइनिंग अ योगी, टुडे इज 18th, 19th, 20th। योगी का सबसे प्रथम लक्षण, द फर्स्ट लक्षण ऑफ योगी इज समता, समता, दे सी एवरीबडी इन द सेम लाइट। अब योगी के और भी अनेक लक्षण हैं। योगी जो सिद्धि प्राप्त कर लेता है, वो शुद्ध पुरुषों के लक्षण आपको 13वें अध्याय में आएंगे। इन द 13th chapter you will see that people by the yoga, what happens when we get the yoga, then we become siddha purush. That siddha purush, what are there? A person who has mastered all the yoga, that person's characteristics you will learn in the 13th chapter. There is a very beautiful detailed list over there. But for now, to begin with, the lakshan that is the most prominent lakshan, prominent characteristic is samata. Samatvai yoga uchyate. So yoga is yogi is personified yoga. Okay, yogi is a personified yoga. सो समता का ही पर्सोनिफिकेशन उस योगी में दिखेगा, उसे समदर्शिता ये उनका प्रथम लक्षण है।
Equality
in all, equanimity is the prime characteristic of a yogi. Translated it in English.
सरिता दीदी
प्रणाम, जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण सरिता दीदी, प्रणाम।
हाँ जी, जय श्री कृष्ण। ऐसा है, ये भी अध्याय 9 से ही जुड़ा प्रश्न है। इसका मैं 17वां जो श्लोक है उसमें मैं व्हाट आई हैव अंडरस्टूड इज दैट ही इज द क्रिएटर एंड सस्टेनर एंड रूलर ऑफ ऑल, बट he says that he's emphasized on the 3 Veds only.
We are
that
talking
is
about
Rig, Yajur
which
and
chapter,
Sam.
Didi?
And
Sorry,
this
I missed that first part of your question.
Nine. This is 9th adhyay, 9th adhyay, shlok 17. 9th adhyay,
One
shlok
small
17.
request I have. 9th chapter Vivechan is going to happen tomorrow again. I think Jani
Okay,
Didi
okay.
will take.
Okay, then I'll put that question tomorrow.
हाँ,
It's only
better,
just still if
because
you can.
you
No,
can
I got
say
your
the
point.
question if it is easily feasible for you.
No, I got your point. I'll put it tomorrow again because I had put it somehow in the morning session. So they said you put it during Vivechan, this particular
Okay.
question.
Okay, you
I
can
understood
just
is that
17.
only three Vedas have been emphasized. That learn, I'm the sustainer and ruler, and in the end he says everybody needs to know Om and the 3 Vedas. That is Rig, Yajur and Sam. There is no mention of Atharva. When you correlate with the 20th and 21st shlok also, it's the same. So I haven't understood why there is no mention of Atharva Ved anywhere. Only 3
That
Veds are
I'm
mentioned.
very sorry.
I think
don't
I'll
have a
put
very
it tomorrow. I'll put
confirm
it tomorrow.
answer on this. But this is a very interesting question. You can maybe ask Vandana Kakiji when she takes the 9th chapter.
I'll ask tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Best person to answer.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. Pranam, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Ramakrishna Bhaiya. All those who have any questions, Indira Didi, you can just turn on your video so Bhaiya or Didi can spotlight
Yeah,
you.
she is not unable. I think she's
Yeah.
unable to start a video.
Yeah, no problem. That's okay. Ramakrishna Bhaiya, Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes.
I have one question, not from this chapter, but in Mahabharata. Somewhere I remember that when Pandu Maharaj was dying, before his death, he says to the five sons that after my death, you eat my flesh, body flesh, and that is what he says, and he dies. After that, the sons, five sons out of five, first four, they could not understand why he's saying, or it is a by mistake or something, but they don't eat. But the Sahadev eats some little finger, and then he comes to know what about the future, everything till the what will happen, that all going to happen. So he can see as a Divi Drushti. Is it true?
See, even I have heard this kind of story. But what is the law, this thing behind it? I'm not very sure about all this. So maybe my abhyas of Mahabharata is very limited to Bhagavad Gita and also the things relevant to it, very little. So maybe you can ask this to Ashu Bhaiya, who has a very detailed and study about this story, and he can maybe confirm about that. But even I have heard something like that, and I've also heard some logic around it, but I somehow don't remember also, and I'm not the right person to give this answer also, unfortunately. Sorry. Pranam to you, Jai Shri Krishna.
And be unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna,
Jai
Didi.
Shri Krishna, Pranam.
You have been mentioning about the Samavritti and Samadarshana. So when you say that Samatma
Not
Yoga
Samavritti,
Uchyate,
it is Samavartan.
sorry,
Samavritti
Samavarti,
is
that's the
different.
behavior.
Yes.
So in the context of like Samatma Yoga Uchyate, that means that you do everything with the equal observation, or any karma what you do is equal toward everything or any creature or anybody. So how do you correlate between the Sama Darshan and Sama Varti? Because the examples what you give, like a mom, mother giving she loves both the kids, but she gives one different kind of a diet to one son and the other kind of a diet to other son. So they are not equal.
No, you missed the point.
Behavior.
That she gave different diet because their health condition was not same. So the first child was physically very fit. Was doing lot of exercises, gym and all that. So the diet for that child is, the other child was suffering from typhoid, recently recovering from childhood. Weak, he is that weak. So for a child whose personality is weak, who needs soft diet, recovering from fever, for that child the mother will make khichdi and all that. Somebody who is doing that mm, gym and all that, for that kind of child they will use some other kind of diet, isn't it? तो भोजन वो उस हिसाब से देंगी. So for the fit child she will give that food. For the child who is suffering from fever, typhoid, she will give another type of food. So though she loves both of them equally, depending on their physical condition, depending on their physical needs, she will vary the diet. Though she loves both equally.
But the behavior is dependent on the knowledge, the jnana what
The
mom
behavior,
has.
this giving food is behavior only, no bhaiya. If you want to behavior wise, then we'll take another example. Assume one child is very disciplined. उसको एक बार बोला go study, that child is going and studying. The other child is very very naughty, and then what she will do? She will scold, give some temptations and all that. That if that is behavior to you, then accordingly she'll say. It depends on the personality of the children. She will behave. If you want to take the exact meaning of behave there, then change the example. One child is very disciplined, one is very undisciplined, naughty child. उसको डांटेगी, she will scold, she will beat the other younger child. But the elder child, she will just lovingly say, go better study, that child will study. Other doesn't listen, she has to scold the other child. So behavior is changing, but depending on what? Again, it is depending on the personality of the children. Right? So ऐसा तो नहीं है that's because she is scolding the child so she doesn't love the child. It is not like that. She loves the child. है ना? But the behavior will change.
Connection between the equal drishti and then equal behavior, is it dependent on the knowledge you have, or you understand the situation and then you behave according to that?
Absolutely, absolutely. It depends on the thing. See, like when Ramji, he's seeing that Ravan has done a sin. He has killed, but after he's dead, he is giving that last rites and everything. So even for the enemy, he wants Sadgati for the enemy. Even though he has done all that, he already Vibhishan said, I will not do the last rite. But he wants the Sadgati for the enemy also. So for the thing that he committed, he is punished. But as a human, as an Atma, as a soul, he also should be liberated. He is also seeing Guru in that. So, Samadarshina. Natu Samavarshina. Got it?
Okay, thank you, Devi.
Pranam, Jai Shri Krishna.
Indra Didi wants to ask.
Yeah, can I ask the question without my video? There's some technical problem with my cell.
Okay.
Zoom Workplace is not able to access my camera. I'm
Okay.
sorry for it.
That's
Okay,
okay.
Didi,
No
namaste.
problem.
I
Namaste,
have a
Jai Shri
simple
Krishna.
question. We do meditation, japa, and prayer and all those things. Particularly retired people like me. But in the behind all these, there is a desire of getting some peace of mind, some bliss, if not liberation. How do I get rid of this desire?
You don't have to get rid of that desire. So, one your question is not easy. You said you have an easy question. It is not easy. It is a difficult question only because this is a very common question that comes to us that we have desire, but how is this desire? It is a good desire. See, this Bhagavad Gita, we all say that it is a karma yoga, but if you analyze in more deep, today only I was listening to Swamiji, very beautiful thing he has said that Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā is jnana-dhishthit, means established in knowledge, sat karma-sheel. So not only karma, this we all say kama, artha kama moksha, the dharma artha kama moksha, all these four are pillars. Kama, that is desire, is considered as one of the very important purushartha in our scriptures. That means what? Desire should be there, but it should be, desire should be backed with knowledge, it should be backed with sattvika, it should be backed with dharma. Any desire which is backed with these three, it is a desire worthy of having. This is what we should have. So your desire of attaining peace is not at all undesirable. It is not it is not going to hamper your sadhana, but a desire of something like after the retirement also, if I want to have control over my children or other things, if that kind of desire is there, then that desire is going to hamper your sadhana. But the desire that you are having, it is taking you on the dharma marga, it is taking you on right path. So that desire is very, very required. It is a satkarmashil desire. It is something that is taking on that path. That is why it is the right thing to have. Don't get rid of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Jai Shri Krishna Pranam. I think we are done, Tamanna ji.
Thank you, Didi, for such a great examples and explanation of the beautiful chapter. It was truly an enlightening session. Heartfelt gratitude to you for sharing deep insights and helping us experience the wisdom of Gita in such a beautiful way. We also extend our thanks to our technical support team for ensuring a smooth and seamless session. To conclude this evening, I now invite Sushma Vijaya Didi for Bangalore to lead us in the closing prayer. She has joined Geeta Pariwar in January 24 and serves as a co-trainer and tech assistant. She holds an MBA degree. Welcome, Didi.
Shri Krishna. योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Devi. Thank you for peaceful and heart-touching conclusion. And now to end today's session, I would humbly thank all our participants, our lovely speaker and team members for joining this divine gathering. Thank you once again, and thank you Shraddha Devi again for the wonderful explanation of the chapter.
Thank you also. Lovely anchor we had today. Thank you for your pleasant presence throughout the session. Pranam to you.
Thank you.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समबाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की